Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 8, text number 7. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhya cha mayarpita mano buddhi mam eveshyasya samshayaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So once again, Hare Krishna to all of you, and thank you so much for joining this morning. We had a session of chapter 8 last Sunday. With internet issue. We had some ups and downs. So what I thought I would do is kind of give a summary of what we covered last week from verse 1 through 7, and then continue with verse number 8 through 10 today. So what we learned last week was how to attain the supreme abode. And Krishna was very happy that Arjuna was asking questions. Arjuna asked so many questions. He wanted to know what is Brahman. And Krishna said, that's the spirit soul. And what is Parabrahman? That is Krishna himself, the absolute truth. Then what is Atma? Atma is the self, the spirit soul. What is karma? Krishna said, karma are the fruitive activities, that we perform and that leads to another body. What is material nature, Adibhuta? Krishna says it's always changing, right? We learned about the 6 changes also that happens in the body. And big question Arjuna asked was, what about the demigods? We also have confusion about demigods. And Krishna said that they are Adi Devata, they are included in me, they come from me. And when we go to chapter 11, in the universal form, we will see all the demigods present in the form of Krishna himself. Now, who is the Lord of sacrifice? Obviously, Krishna. Krishna says, I am the Lord of sacrifice. In chapter 3, we learned Yagnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Krishna says, work performed as the work that we perform must be performed as a sacrifice for Krishna. Krishna, because he is the Lord of the sacrifice, and he is situated in everyone's heart as a witness, as a guide, and also as a sanctioner. In fact, when we read the scriptures, we also come across a beautiful verse which says, Kriteya dhyayato Vishnum tretayam yajato make. That yagna, which is sacrifice, which is Lord Krishna himself, he says, Kalautad Hariki. In Kali Yuga, the sacrifice or the yagna is chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now in verse 5, Arjuna wanted to know, what happens at the time of death? How can one remember you at the time of death? So Krishna said, Antakalecha mam eva, anyone who thinks of me, mam means me, Krishna, then there is mukti. Then they are able to go back to the spiritual world. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. Krishna says that whatever state of mind one is at the time of death, to that state one attains without fail. That's a guarantee. When you say without fail, especially the Supreme Lord saying it, which is a guarantee. So now the $1 million question is, what will be my state of consciousness at the time of death? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. Well, that will depend on the activities we perform throughout our life. Whatever our state of consciousness is throughout our life, obviously that's what it's going to be at the time of death also. There is no doubt about it. You see, our state of being at the time of death depends on all our past activities throughout our life. What has our consciousness been all along? Have we been Krishna conscious all the time? If we are, nothing to worry. Then at the time of death, we will remember Krishna. Now, today's verse, very, very, very important. Krishna is giving us a formula. Don't we like formulas? Formula for peace, formula for happiness. So here he's giving us a formula how to remember him at the time of death. And he makes it very clear. He says, think of me in the form of Krishna, not any other form. Think of me. Now, there are so many thoughts coming in our mind on a daily basis, thousands of thoughts. How to think of Krishna? It's nothing but practice. When we practice, 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 then we'll become perfect in Krishna consciousness. So he says, think of me in the form of Krishna. Do your prescribed duty. Unfortunately, most people, they just do their duty. There's no prescription. It's like I have a disease and I just take a medicine. That's not going to cure my disease. I have to get a prescription from the doctor who is an expert. So we need to perform prescribed duty, duty that is prescribed for our state of consciousness, for our circumstances by the spiritual master. So when we perform prescribed duty, and Krishna says, fix your mind on me. That's so difficult. The mind keeps hopping from one place to another, one thought to another. How to do that? Very simple process. Harinam, 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 Eva Kevalam. We just chant and chant and chant, and that is going to fix our mind on Krishna because those spiritual sound vibrations are very, very powerful. And then what will be the result of all this? Thinking of Krishna, performing our prescribed duty, fixing our mind on Him. What will be the result? Krishna gives another guarantee. He says, you will attain me without fail. So there will be no doubt absolutely at all. So, but what most people think is, oh, spirituality means we have to give up family, job, house, everything, and then just sit and think of the Supreme Lord. No. Krishna did not ask Arjuna to give up fighting, to give up his kingdom or give up his relatives. No. He's not asking us to give up anything, but he's asking us to work in his consciousness. So it's not the change of our body, our activities, but the change of consciousness. You see? How? By following the instructions given in the Bhagavad Gita, you see? So Bhakti Yoga is mostly change of consciousness, how we can purify our consciousness so that we can think of Krishna. Now, in verse number 8, Krishna says, meditate on me. How? By thinking that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So, when we meditate on Krishna as the Supreme Lord, constantly engaging in devotional service, undeviated, then Krishna says, result will be, you will surely reach me. So now it is up to us to decide. Is our goal going back to the Supreme Abode? Is our goal to attain Krishna? If yes, then here is the formula. The process to go back to the spiritual world. All we have to do is meditate. And the meditation for Kali Yuga is mantra meditation. Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Important word Krishna uses in verse 8 is undeviated. You see, there has to be no deviation. Not that we are chanting and the mind says, oh, let me do this also, let me do that also, and go here. No, no deviation, undeviated. There has to be focus. If there is no focus, there will be no success. You see? And here, to meditate on Krishna means to remember him. Now, how to remember? We have so many things going on in our lives, so many circumstances, so many activities, so many people in our lives, so much is going on around us. So, how can we remember Krishna? The, the process is given by Srila Prabhupada. He says that our memory will be revived by chanting, just by performing mantra meditation on a daily basis, not once and twice or here and there, every day. When we perform mantra meditation on a daily basis, then by the mercy of the Lord, the memory will be revived. You see, these sound vibrations of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra are very potent. They go straight into our hearts, and there's purification, and then there is remembrance. You see, so the idea of engaging the mind in thinking about Krishna or remembering Krishna, the process is chanting. This is how we can engage our mind. You know, there was a gentleman, I'm not sure if I've told this story before, but he happened to uh, be given, someone gave him a gift of a genie. Now, you know what genie does. Genie can fulfill any desire that we may have, any desire, absolutely. So the man was very, very happy that, you know, the genie was with him and he can do anything, and he had so many desires and he kept getting them fulfilled by the genie. But the problem was, the genie was fulfilling his desires in a second. Like he said, I want this big business, I want a big factory. Boom, there is a factory. I want a bridge across the ocean. Boom, there's a bridge. So now the problem this man had was that along with the genie came an instruction that the genie has to be kept occupied all the time. Otherwise, genie will disappear. He didn't want to lose the genie. So he was thinking, what should I do? Any instruction I give, the genie is fulfilling in a second. So he approached his teacher and inquired. Fortunately, that was a spiritual teacher. He said, what do I do? How do I keep the genie to myself? He gave him a very simple solution. He said that take a bamboo stick, put it on the ground, fix it on the ground, and tell the genie, go up and down till I tell you to stop. And the genie was occupied. And then this man had enough time to make a list of things that he wanted. He wanted to engage the genie somehow or the other rather than, jumping from here to there, flickering. Like, mind is like that. Mind keeps jumping here, there, everywhere. I want this, I want that. No. How do we engage the mind? Like the genie, up and down, which is chanting, 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 chanting. So when we engage our mind in chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the mind is engaged. And the end result is there is remembrance of Krishna. You see, this is how we can fix our mind on Krishna. And fixing our mind on Krishna will help us at the time of death. Now, in verse number 9, Krishna says that you meditate on me as and understand that I'm the oldest. There's no one older than me, which means I am the Supreme Lord. There is no one equal to me, and there's no one above me. And I know everything. I'm the controller, I'm the maintainer, and I'm inconceivable. It's very, very hard to conceive. Krishna is beyond our conception. We can only understand him by his mercy. So when Krishna is saying that I am the oldest and I know everything, I'm the controller, maintainer, that itself tells us that he's a person, he's a personality, he's not void, he's not some light. No. And when he says he's the oldest, that means he's the origin of everything and everybody. And when he says he's inconceivable, which means it's not possible for our tiny brains to really understand who Krishna is unless we have his mercy. Otherwise, it's not possible. No, he's beyond our conception. So now, if he's beyond our conception, what should we do? Very simple. Srila Prabhupada explains, then we should accept the word of authority. Just like I don't know who my father is. It's beyond my conception. I don't know how to research. Even if I research, I won't get the right answer. But if I accept the word of authority of my mother says, this is your father, becomes so simple, right? And Bhagavad Gita is 120 million years old. It's the oldest scripture. And that is clearly giving us knowledge about who Krishna is, who is the Supreme Lord. You see? See, there are three ways to receive knowledge: Pratyaksha Praman, Anuman Praman, and Shabda Praman. Pratyaksha Praman is seeing is believing. Whatever we see, we believe. That may not be correct. Anuman Praman is where we do the guesswork. In my opinion, according, that may not be right. So, Shabda Praman is word of authority. Authority means knowledge coming down in strict disciplic succession in the parampara. Evam parampara praptam imam rajashiyo vidu. This is what Krishna says. This is how we receive the knowledge. So this verse, these few verses are also again proving that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's proving that he and his position are glorified even in the Bhagavad Gita, you see. So the reason we are hearing about Krishna is because it's going to help us in meditating upon him. When we know, when we have knowledge about some person, then it is possible to think about that person. Oh, this person works here and this person lives here, etc., etc. When we know about that person, then we can think about them, right? And the good thing is that Krishna and his holy name are non-different. They are the same. So when we are chanting, we are actually inviting Krishna. We are inviting his attention towards us. There's no difference between him and his holy name because these are powerful sound vibrations. You see? And today's last verse we are taking today is number 10, where Krishna advises Arjuna. He says, by the strength of yoga, he's saying, you can perform, you can attain me, you can come to the supreme abode by the strength of yoga. What yoga is talking about is bhakti yoga, which is the best. Like I've talked about the yoga ladder, right? There is karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga. Topmost is bhakti yoga, which is devotional service. But when one performs devotional service, which includes mantra meditation, with undeviating mind, which is very, very difficult because there are so many distractions. What to do? Then we just continue to chant. When we continue to chant, the mind will automatically become peaceful. It'll become very calm. And then we'll be able to engage our mind in remembering Krishna with full devotion. That is the key thing, full devotion. It's not possible half-hearted, right? If the spouse loves, if the wife loves the husband or the husband loves the wife half-heartedly, then it's not a good relationship. It has to be completely, fully, right? So full devotion is necessary when we perform bhakti yoga. And what will be the result? We will attain Krishna, we will attain his supreme abode. So these are very powerful verses, and these are answers that Krishna is giving to Arjuna. He is explaining to him, knowledge is also important because bhakti yoga is not performed on blind faith. It's not that just because I tell you, oh, chant, that you start chanting. No, you need to understand, why should I chant? What is the result of chanting? Who says I should chant, right? So that's why we give references from the scriptures where it clearly states that in Kali Yuga, Kalau Tad Hari Kirtanat, that whatever benefit we received in Satya Yuga by meditation, in Treta Yuga by fire sacrifice, in Dwapar Yuga by elaborate temple worship, the same benefit we get in Kali Yuga just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So these are very powerful verses. These are answers Krishna is giving to Arjuna to his questions. He's giving us a process by which we can break the cycle of birth and death and go back to the spiritual world. Of course, again, it's our choice. Do we want to make this our goal in life and make the human form successful, or do we just want to eat, sleep and be merry? The choice we make, and based on our choice, Krishna will help us. What does he tell us in chapter 15? Sarva secham hridi sanivishto. I'm situated in everyone's heart. Mataha smriti jnanam apohanam cha. He says, from me comes smriti, remembrance, jnanam, knowledge, upon forgetfulness. He says, everything comes from me. I'm there in the heart. So when he sees our desire, say, supposing today I desire, I want to forget Krishna, I'm not interested. Boom, Krishna will help me to forget him. He's there in the heart and he can hear my desire and he will fulfill it. But then if I have sincere desire to have his knowledge, Krishna will help us. Remember him, he will help us, you see. So these are very, very powerful verses giving us knowledge how we can attain the supreme abode, how we can attain Krishna, how we can go to the spiritual world. So for that, the mind needs to be fixed. Like I said, the genie needed to be fixed in some engagement constantly. Similarly, our mind also needs to be fixed constantly. And the best thing to do is early in the morning, which is called the Brahma Muhurat, which is a very auspicious moment, a time of the day, which is like, before sunrise, where everything is so calm and peaceful. Even our mind is so peaceful. We haven't gone through the daily activities and the mind is all, wrapped up in so many activities. No, absolutely peaceful time early in the morning. You must try that. Try that and see. You will find the difference between chanting early in the morning or chanting throughout the day. You see? And that morning time is considered to be in the mode of goodness, afternoon passion, and nighttime is in the mode of ignorance. So chanting in the mode of goodness at the time when it's so peaceful, that will give much better result. So mind needs to be fixed. So when we make specific arrangements for the mind, then the mind can be fixed on Krishna. What are those arrangements? Chanting early in the morning, trying to find a quiet place where we can sit and chant or stand and chant, whichever is comfortable, but chant. Chanting is the only process in Kali Yuga. Only then we'll be able to fix our mind on Krishna. And when we practice this throughout our life, then at the time of death, we will be able to remember Krishna. Krishna clearly said, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatante kalevaram tam tam eveti konteya saddhatad bhava bhavita. See, says whatever state we are, whatever state of mind is at the time of death, to that state we will attain without fail. So if we remember Krishna on a daily basis, then we remember him at the time of death. You see, isn't there a saying which says practice makes one perfect? So we need to practice, practice, practice. Now, if I want to, learn dancing or singing or music, I need to practice. I cannot learn it just like that. I go to one lesson and boom, I'm an expert in that. No, I need to practice, practice, practice. So practice makes one perfect. So daily practice of chanting will help us immensely. You see, the yogis, what do? They practice. They go to a secluded place, maybe in the mountains or something, where there is no people around, or it's like quiet and peaceful. Obviously they don't go with their cell phones, they, or iPads or laptops. No, nothing at all. They go and they meditate, and in that process of dhyana yoga or ashtanga yoga, they are able to raise their life force between their eyebrows. They are able to perform meditation on the 6 chakras. You see, all that they can do. But in Kali Yuga, there's no need to do all that. Krishna, he told us in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, the very last verse, Yogi nam api sarvesham mad gatin antaratmana. He said, the topmost yogi is one who meditates on me, who meditates on my holy name within the heart. He's the topmost yogi. He didn't say karma yogi, jnana yogi, ashtanga yogi, dhyana yogi, they are topmost. No, bhakti yogi is the topmost. You see? So if we have this very simple process, a very simple formula of how to remember Krishna at the time of death, then we just need to put it into practice. And those who are pure devotees, they perform this devotional service on a daily basis. They have purified themselves. They have purified their senses, purified their mind, purified their intelligence, purified their heart. You see, what does chanting do? Chanting, it aligns mind, body, and heart together. It aligns. Right now, they are all in different directions. That's when there is alignment, there is going to be peace. You see? So it is in Kali Yuga, the process given to us is mantra meditation. It's impossible to go back to the spiritual abode by any other process, especially in Kali Yuga. One needs to become fully conscious of Krishna. Fully conscious means purified, completely purified. And it starts with mantra meditation. If you remember, most of the times we chant after the class, right? At least 10 times we chant the holy name of the Lord. So my humble suggestion to you is that please chant with me. We'll just chant 10 times. And then in your free time, you can chant 108 times, which is one round of this mala, the japa mala. So as many as we can do, we should do. The recommended dosage, as you can say, of medicine for Kali Yuga is chanting this 108 times into 16 rounds, but as much as you can. So please chant with me. We'll just chant 10 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. See, it's very, very simple, not difficult at all. So it's my humble suggestion to you. Please chant every day as much as possible. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Ye yathama prapadyante tamstateva bhajamiham. Mama vartamanu vartate manushya partha sarvashaha. Sarvashaha means all. He says, as one surrenders unto me, I reward them accordingly. And he tells Arjuna, everyone has to follow this path either in this life, next life, after 100 lifetimes. But there is no other way. So please chant on a daily basis. And so we will end today at verse number 10 and we'll continue with 11. And I just wanted to let you all know that next 2 Sundays, there will be no class. And then, of course, I'll post it in the WhatsApp group, no class for next 2 Sundays. But then we'll meet after the third week. But please chant on a daily basis. So we'll end now. And if anyone has any questions or comments, you are welcome to ask. No questions? No comments? Okay.
Hare Krishna Mata.